ridiculous, and you see these scuffles and all this nonsense at press conferences, and that is where it goes wrong.
But you can't be composed when a man's talking to you like that. Like, you know, I mean, me and you, who couldn't fight our way out of a wet paper bag, shouldn't allow another man to talk to us like that.
Moses Itauma confronts Oleksandr Usyk and launches shocking attacks sent shockwaves through the boxing world. The sheer audacity of Moses stepping up and attacking a legend like Usyk shows he's willing to take risks to make a statement. Usyk's calm yet dominant presence only makes Moses' reckless aggression look even more desperate, highlighting the high stakes and tension building toward this explosive showdown.
I think that he'll do that, Oleksandr Usyk, is because Usyk is that guy he'll want to go down as not just one of the greatest to ever do it, but the greatest to ever do it. And I think that by beating a young kid that everybody's talking about as being the next king of this new generation.
Frank Warren makes it clear that the drama between Moses Itauma and Oleksandr Usyk crossed a line. He stresses that the ring is for the fighters, not for pre-fight chaos or unnecessary confrontations. While press conferences can hype fights, laying hands on someone beforehand is reckless and unprofessional. This incident only adds tension, but the real battle belongs in the ring, where both men are paid to settle scores the right way.
Well, this is not a gang fight, you know. The only two have been fighting are the boxers, and save it for the night. They don't get paid. They don't get paid to fight before the fight. Stupid.
Eddie Hearn perfectly explains the tension that can explode at press events. When personal lines are crossed, like disrespecting family or shoving someone, emotions run high, even in professional boxing. Hearn emphasizes that fighters, no matter how disciplined, will react when provoked. Moses Itauma's confrontation with Usyk shows just how quickly a heated exchange can escalate, highlighting the fine line between hype and chaos before a fight. This incident underscores that respect is crucial, but tempers can flare when egos collide.
When someone pushes your buttons, when someone shoves you like that, when someone starts talking about your mum, no man, like, look, I'm a complete pussy, right? If you start talking about my mum and all this other stuff, I'm going to have a pop at you. I can't fight, but I don't care, I'll have a right go. And you're talking about the world heavyweight champion. If you start talking to him like that, if you shove him like that, he's going to...
The Wade concept lays it out clearly. Press conference confrontations are a risky game. Fighters putting hands on each other crosses a line, but in combat sports, chaos is almost expected. From surprise brawls to thrown objects, the history of the sport is full of dramatic moments. Moses Itauma's attack on Usyk may be shocking, but it's part of the intense, unpredictable world of boxing, where tension and showmanship collide before the first bell.
Fighters on stage their face-off? Of course not. Yes, it's over the line. You shouldn't be doing it. They shouldn't be putting hands on each other. But it is the fight game, and we've seen far worse. We've seen guys get in fights. We've seen people throw dollies in this game, in the combat sports world.
Johnny Nelson condemns the timing and the recklessness of Moses Itauma's actions. Pulling stunts on the morning of a fight is dangerous and unprofessional, yet it grabs attention. The boxing boards now face a tricky situation: how to manage fighters who blur lines between promotion and aggression. While it's bad form, it also adds undeniable drama and tension ahead of the Usyk fight, reminding everyone that in boxing, psychological warfare often starts long before the opening bell.
On him, man, to make the way how he's done it, you know, on the morning of a fight, it's just wrong. It's dangerous, and the board are now in a situation where they think shit. So I don't know how to go.
Moses Itauma's words show a fighter hungry for the next challenge. He's calling for world-level opponents, making it clear he's ready to step up and prove himself on the biggest stage. This isn't just talk. His confidence and desire to enjoy the sport while rising through the ranks makes him unpredictable. Fans can sense the intensity and ambition radiating from him, and it's this mindset that adds tension to any potential clash with Usyk.
Are you ready for world level?
I've been screaming it. Of course. I've been screaming it, but you know, like, I get it. Like, they want to step me up slowly. I'm down for that, you know what I mean? So, listen, I'm just trying to enjoy boxing now.
Dave Coldwell nails the gravity of Moses' actions. Laying hands on another man during a press event is more than a stunt, it escalates the confrontation. Whether driven by ego or emotion, this move shifts the dynamic entirely. Usyk now has a fighter who's willing to push boundaries before the bell, turning a standard face-off into a psychological battlefield.
In that, because that's a little bit naughty. Because I know it's all, you know, fun and games at press conferences, but when you lay your hands on another man's face, whether there's an egg in it or not, you've laid your hands on his face, and that takes it to.
Simon Jordan puts Moses' behavior in context with boxing history. Fighters crossing lines at press conferences isn't new. Chisora versus Klitschko is a classic example, but physically touching an opponent adds another layer. It's provocative, tense, and sets the tone for what's coming. Fans now have added anticipation, knowing this fight's drama has already begun outside the ring.
And he smashed an egg in his face. I mean, how many times have we seen boxers do things that they shouldn't do? You know, we saw Derek Chisora spit on Vitaly Klitschko.
We didn't need that.
I'm not offended by it.
Oleksandr Usyk openly calling out Moses Itauma signals that this fight is more than just speculation. It's on the radar of one of boxing's all-time greats. Usyk is mapping out his path strategically, and mentioning Moses alongside a top-tier opponent like Deontay Wilder elevates Itauma's profile instantly. This isn't a casual nod, it's a challenge, a statement that he sees Moses as a legitimate threat. Fans and analysts alike will now watch closely, knowing Usyk is prepared to face someone willing to push boundaries outside the ring. The tension between these two is building, and the prospect of this matchup is electrifying for the heavyweight division.
Steve Kerr, he's all the way out here.
Uh-oh, Steve, don't get thrown out. Get him out of there. Get him out of there. Back him up, GP, back him up, Steve Raider.
Frank Warren's comments confirm that the Usyk versus Moses fight is under serious consideration. While no decisions have been finalized, it's clear the promoters recognize the high stakes and the drama Moses has already created. Usyk is already thinking about the matchup, showing his readiness to step into the ring with someone who's bold enough to confront him publicly. The combination of Usyk's skill, Moses' unpredictability, and promoter interest sets the stage for a fight that could dominate headlines. Fans can expect the planning and build-up to be as intense as the potential action inside the ring, keeping everyone on edge for what's next.
Adelaide's like the route you're going.
There's some good fights to be made. That's a consideration. We'll look at it.
Usyk next.
We're going to sit down. We're not making any decisions tonight. We'll consider.
Duke McKenzie's perspective highlights how boxing today thrives on entertainment as much as skill. Moses' press conference antics may shock some, but in the context of modern boxing, it's a calculated move to generate hype and attention. By confronting Usyk publicly, Moses has effectively elevated the stakes, ensuring fans and media are glued to every interaction. McKenzie sees it as genius because it blends promotion with competition. Fans are drawn in not just to watch a fight, but to witness the tension, drama, and storyline unfold. It's a smart, if controversial, way to amplify interest while keeping the focus squarely on the fighters.
I thought it was a stroke of genius, personally. I don't see there's any harm in it. You know, this is the entertainment business that we live in now, and if you're not going to be entertaining...
Paul Smith's reaction captures the lighter side of Moses' confrontation. While some might view it as reckless, Smith sees the humor and theatricality in the moment, describing it as poetic and funny rather than dangerous. This perspective shows that boxing fans and insiders can appreciate the showmanship that comes with building anticipation for a big fight. Moses' boldness and willingness to challenge Usyk before the bell adds an extra layer of narrative to the bout. It keeps audiences engaged, fuels discussion, and cements his reputation as a fearless, unpredictable fighter, making the eventual matchup even more must-watch for fans worldwide.
Expect that from Chisora. I'm not going to lie, when it happens, I laughed my head off. I absolutely laughed my head off.
I did too.
I thought it was quite poetic. I thought what happened was...
Adam Smith hits the nail on the head when he says, "It's boxing, and these things happen." Moses Itauma's shocking confrontation with Oleksandr Usyk is exactly the type of drama that electrifies the fight world. While no one condones such behavior, it undeniably adds tension and hype to the upcoming events. Fans are now more invested, questions are swirling, and social media is exploding. This isn't just a press conference incident, it's a statement from Moses, challenging one of the best in the sport, and forcing Usyk to respond. Moments like these blur the lines between sport and spectacle, reminding everyone that boxing isn't only about punches, it's about personalities, mental games, and anticipation. The fight game thrives on unpredictability, and this incident has elevated the stakes, leaving fans desperate to see the fallout inside the ring.
To speak for the casual fans, do we condone it? I mean, in boxing terms, should that happen at a head-to-head? Of course not, but these things do happen. This is the fight business, and it's just made it even bigger, and we wait to see what happens.
Jack Catterall brings a grounded perspective to the chaos surrounding Moses Itauma and Usyk. He reminds everyone that weight, preparation, and personal limits vary widely among fighters, and extreme behaviors often tie into these pressures. While the confrontation grabbed headlines, it's ultimately the fighter's responsibility to manage themselves safely. Catterall's point emphasizes that behind the theatrics, these are athletes dealing with stress, expectations, and high stakes, making such outbursts more understandable if not excusable. His measured stance highlights the fine line between showmanship and danger in combat sports. Fans often focus on the spectacle, but insiders like Catterall see the human element, weight cuts, mental strain, and the intensity of face-offs. This incident, while shocking, reflects the pressure cooker environment of elite boxing, and it reinforces why both fighters must maintain discipline despite the drama surrounding them.
You know what? Everybody's weight situation and weight making situation is unique to them. There's weight classes for a reason. I know some people are going to two extreme lengths. I don't know. I can't comment on it. I wish him to be safe and well, like I wish every fighter. But that's their business.
Adam Smith nails the unpredictability of boxing when he says scripts go out the window on fight day. Moses Itauma's confrontation with Usyk exemplifies this perfectly. No one could have scripted such a shocking moment at a press event. In boxing, momentum, temper, and mental state can completely change the narrative, and Moses has inserted chaos into Usyk's normally controlled world. This isn't just hype, it's a psychological play, a challenge, and a message that he's fearless and unpredictable. Fans and fighters alike now have to factor in this emotional edge when the bell rings. Smith's insight reminds us that in boxing, control is an illusion. The energy, tension, and aggression displayed before the fight can spill over into the ring, creating a volatile electric atmosphere where anything can happen, making the upcoming clash must-watch television.
You don't know what's going to happen because it's different on that day than any other day. It just sort of scripts go out the...
Eddie Hearn's comment captures the raw intensity that Moses Itauma brings to a confrontation. Being poked and challenged face-to-face can ignite tempers, and this incident proves that mental battles are as real as physical ones in boxing. Hearn highlights that the fight isn't just about skill, it's about who can handle pressure, provocation, and unexpected situations. Moses' attack on Usyk has turned an already high-profile fight into a storyline of tension and personal stakes. For fans, this adds a thrilling edge. For Usyk, it's a test of composure and focus. Hearn's insight underlines that these moments matter. They set the tone for the fight, elevate the narrative, and bring unpredictability to every punch. This confrontation has transformed the upcoming clash into more than a bout. It's now a personal battle that demands attention.
You know, when you're getting poked like that in a face-to-face, after a while the temper goes, and it's good. I think it's going to be that kind of fight.
The Moses Itauma versus Oleksandr Usyk saga has escalated from a press conference shocker to one of the most talked-about confrontations in boxing this year. Fans are buzzing, analysts are debating, and the tension between these two fighters has reached a boiling point. Itauma has proven he's fearless, willing to challenge one of the pound-for-pound best in the world, while Usyk's calm, calculated response shows why he's the reigning champion. This isn't just a fight, it's a clash of personalities, skill, and raw intensity, and the ring will decide who asserts dominance. With both fighters stakes higher than ever, this matchup promises fireworks from the opening bell. Don't miss a moment of the drama, the punches, and the history in the making. Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications to follow every explosive update as this battle unfolds.